Hi and welcome to e-commerce mastery Facebook Live. My name is Matt Edmundson and I'm going to be with you for the next few minutes as we talk in today's Facebook Live about how do I get people to engage with my e-commerce website and buy my products once they visit the site, right? So that's the title of today's Facebook Live. Now, if you follow along the e-commerce mastery Facebook Live, you will know that I normally have the very lovely Beth sat next to me, and she is away this week, so I'm flying solo, me and the Batman laptop. We're going to get into this, but Beth will be back next week, rest assured. So it's still going to be good today as we talk about this thing to do with website engagement. And Beth, being the wonderful person that she is, has left me the points and the outline and some questions and some things that we need to cover in today's Facebook Live. So in the session, we are going to cover three things. What is customer engagement and why is it important? We're going to look at what is the purpose of your website and why is it important to know this. And then we're going to look at simple ways to help customers engage with your website right away by looking at some websites and seeing how they do it. We're going to get some great examples. Now, I have a pen, I have paper, because as well as having the Batman laptop and being digital, it's good to go a little bit analog every now and again. And we're going to go analog right now because we're going to talk about what is customer engagement and why is it important. Okay, so we think about it this way. Traffic is getting people to my website. Engagement is what people do once they're on my website. Now, if I can make my e-commerce websites more engaging, the reality of life is I'm going to get more leads and more sales as a result. Okay, so we're paying for all this money usually and time and energy to get people to our website. We also need to focus on what's the journey that they're going to go on once they are on our website. How do we help maximize that journey for our clients, right? Now, why is this important? Well, obviously you're going to increase sales, but there's something called the multiplier effect, which we've observed having done this a lot now with a lot of clients and on our own e-commerce websites. And the multiplier effect is very, very simple, right? So you might look at your website and compare it, for example, to your competitors. And we recently did this for a client and we looked at their traffic. So I'm going to write traffic on here, and we looked at engagement, and then we looked at impact. Okay, you'll get my shorthand, I'm sure. Move my water cup out of the way. I was joking actually before we came on air that this was my gin and tonic disguised as a water jug. I wish. It is my water jug full of water. So anyway, let's dig into this. Now, what we've discovered is, we discovered looking at the client's websites, right, that their competitors were generating 4 times the amount of traffic, right? So 4 times. In other words, for every visitor our client was getting, the competitor's website was getting 4, right? So 1 visitor to our website, 4 to the competitor's websites. Their traffic was 4 times bigger. But we also looked at the numbers and were astounded to see that not only were they getting more traffic, but for every pound our client was convincing customers to spend on their website, right? So their website was generating, say, £1 in sales. The equivalent number of visitors on the competitor's website were generating £10 worth of sales, or $10 if you want it in dollars, euros, yen. We're not biased here. So in other words, their engagement was 10 times greater, okay, 10 times greater. So the competitor had 4 times the amount of traffic and 10 times the engagement. Now, what we've discovered is, and it's not like a major global discovery, but it is an interesting one nonetheless, that there is a multiplier effect here, okay? So when you look at traffic and you look at engagement, there is a multiplier effect which turns into impact. In other words, they had 4 times the amount of traffic, they had 10 times the engagement, which meant their impact was 40 times greater. So their turnover and their sales were 40 times bigger than our clients. right? So our clients were obviously frantically trying to get more traffic to their website. But if our client, right, if all we did was manage to get the traffic to the same level, right, if we just managed to say, right, we're going to go and get you 4 times the amount of traffic, but your engagement level is still going to be 1, then actually their impact is only going to be 4 because of the multiplier effect. Does that make sense? So for us, for our e-commerce websites, for us to think about them effectively and to really do some seriously good stuff, we have to think about engagement as well as traffic to get that multiplier effect on our turnover, okay? So it is super important. Okay, moving on to the second point. What is the purpose of your website and why is it important to know this? Okay, so how do we measure engagement, right? And for me, the answer is tied in with purpose. What is the purpose of your website? A very simple question. And the reality of life is for most e-commerce websites, the purpose of the website is to generate leads and convert those leads to customers and to obviously sell products, right? So our purpose on our websites like Jersey is we want to engage leads in such a way that they become customers, to engage the new visitors in such a way that they become customers, but then also to engage our customers in such a way that they become repeat customers and evangelists for our site and what we do. Okay, it's a very simple purpose statement. And that would work, I would say, for most e-commerce websites. Now, the reason I ask this question is, how do you measure engagement? You look at what the purpose of the site is and you see how well you are doing that, and that is your measure of engagement. So for example, let's say a charity website might be to raise donations. So that's how we measure engagements, how many donations are being made. You might have a corporate website that is not necessarily an e-commerce website, but it's there for a reason. It has a purpose. It might be to get people to call you, to contact you, to generate leads. And that is how we measure engagement for that site. So to really understand how engaging your site is, you have to understand what your website is designed to do and what it is you want to do. So for us, we look at things like sales, and we look at visitors, and we look at returning visitors. We look at how many people give us their email address and opt into some of the content. So there's all these factors that we look at to measure engagement on our own site, but it all starts with understanding your purpose. So to understand engagement, know your purpose, think about it, write a simple purpose statement, and then understand how are you going to measure that each and every month. You're going to then look at that every single month, and that will give you your engagement numbers. Okay, super, super important. And if engagement is going up, those numbers will go up. So let's look at some simple ways that you can increase the engagement on your website. I'm going to look at some examples here, and the first one we're going to look at is Netflix, one of my favorite sites for customer engagement. So the first question we look at when we look at a website is, what is the purpose of this website? What is it this page specifically wants me to do? Now, Netflix obviously want me to join free for a month, right? They want me to join in their program. They want me to sign up and subscribe because I'm not signed in. They think I'm a new customer, and so they want me to sign up. Now, everything then on this page is designed to get me to do that, right? So I know this page is a highly converting page because of the simplicity of the page. Look at how much stuff isn't actually on the page, right? There's hardly anything on there. There's a headline, a subheadline, a join for free, there's their tiny logo, and there's a sign in button just in case I'm a returning customer and I need to sign in, right? It's totally stripped back. And then I can scroll down. They've got the little 3-step plan, which is a great way to engage people. Give them a 3-step plan. Netflix has certainly done that, and it's all designed to get me to join free for a month. Notice how simple it is to do that. Their call to action button, join free for a month, is in red, and it stands out. It draws my eye to it. It's super, super easy to do. So I would say this is a very, very engaging website. And one of the ways that we can be engaging in e-commerce is to actually cut back a lot of the clutter. That doesn't necessarily mean cut back the content, but cut back the clutter and make it super, super easy for people to engage with us. And one of the quick wins I think that most people can have is with their buy now button. So if I look at, let's go to Amazon, and then let's go to Apple, and we'll have some great examples here. So let's say I want to buy the Echo Dot. Look here, this product only ships to the UK. Well, that's quite handy because that's where I live. I'm not sure why you're telling me that, Amazon, but okay. Look at this though. One of the lessons here is that Amazon always have their add to basket button in yellow. Whenever Amazon want you to do anything, their buttons are yellow. The add to basket button is yellow. There's nothing else that really is the color, that color on the page. So your eye is drawn to it. And as a visitor, I know exactly where to click and what I'm supposed to do. Apple do a very similar thing, except for all of their buttons are blue. Look at that. The buy button is in fact blue. And so again, all of their call to action buttons are a single dominant color where your eye is drawn. So have a look at your e-commerce website. What color is your add to basket button, the buy now button? And if it's the same as everything else on your website and blends in because some designer thought that would be a nice idea, change it, make it stand out, make it a unique color, and you will see engagement increase on your e-commerce site, no problem. Okay, let's look at this site. This is actually Charity Water, a great charity that obviously provides water, right? The clue's in the title. Now, if you look at this, again, this is a pretty engaging website. Again, look how simple and clear-cut the site is, how cut back all the clutter is. Beautiful image, big image, draws me in, nice headline, sub-headline, and they have this big blue button, single color again, buy, kind of get involved now, donate now. That's the call to action to take. So again, super engaging. They've got donate up here, and then obviously they've got fundraise. So some people will want to be fundraising on this page. And if I scroll down, that's when they're starting to engage me again with content. Now they're trying to get my email address, so I might not be ready to donate. But why don't I get your email address and then I can mark it to you and hopefully get you in a position to donate. And that again is a key takeaway for our e-commerce sites, right? So you're gonna have people come to your site, they're not ready to buy your product, but maybe they are ready to give you their email address in exchange for something of value, whether it's high value content or whatever it is. They're gonna give you their email address, get that out of them, and then market it to them and engage them on the journey, right? So you don't just have to get people there and then, you can woo people, as we talked about last week, with the email journey, okay? So that's definitely worth looking at. Now, here's a website called Flick, which sells these sort of Bluetooth buttons. And look at here, again, again, everything's cut back, big headlines. The thing that I would say here, that what they've not done particularly well, is whilst they've got a super big image, and that looks great on my 27-inch Mac, it looks a bit rubbish, as you can tell, on my little MacBook Pro here, because they've not readjusted the size of the screen. So now I have to scroll down to this Get a Flick button. And that, if you put that higher, if you just change that image, put that up in the first fold, you would increase engagement. The other thing that I'd say is this button's great and clear, as is this one, but they're two different colors, and I would make them the same color, okay? But again, look how super engaging this site is, because it's totally cut down, right? All beautiful, beautiful images. It tells you everything you need to know about the product without a lot of text, using images and iconography. Very, very clear, very engaging. I know very quickly what is going on. Now, I did want to show you this site as an e-commerce website that is particularly rubbish as far as I'm concerned. Defender Pack. A couple years ago, I kept this one as an example. We were searching for some packaging material, because obviously we're an e-commerce company, we need to send stuff out, and I came across this website and thought, oh my goodness, look at this. Where is it that I am supposed to click? I have absolutely no idea. Now, their website stayed like this for a little while, and when we looked at the numbers, they currently get about 4,000 visitors a month to this website, but they have this incredibly high bounce rate. And what I mean is people are coming to this site and just going straight away because they don't know where to look, they don't know where to click, it is so busy, I don't know what journey it is I'm supposed to take, it's cluttered. Now, the good news is they've got a new site, and I'm just going to click that, and this is much, much better. I still think it is super busy and super cluttered, but it is a lot better than what it was. And again, when we look at the numbers now, this particular site, I think they've got both because of search engines and links, I'm assuming. But when I look at the .com site, the numbers, they're getting about 2.5 times the traffic to this site every month. So the other one's getting about 4,000 visitors, this one's getting about 10. But one of the key things you'll notice between their old site and their new site is this has a bounce rate which is about half of what it was on the other site. So they've started to cut back some of the clutter. It's now easier to figure out where I'm supposed to click. The categories are now easier to understand, and lo and behold, it is engaging people much, much more. Okay, so top tips. Make your add to cart button a single color that is a unique color and stands out. Okay, now we on the Jersey site have used green, Apple used blue, Amazon used yellow. Use whatever color you like. We did try red for a little while, like Netflix. I'm not sure that's a good color association because it normally means stop. So we changed it to green and had better conversion, but it seems to work for Netflix. So make your call to action unique, make it stand out, cut back the clutter, make it really, really easy for people to know what it is they're supposed to do and where they are supposed to click. And for those who aren't ready to buy there and then, engage them by giving them some kind of content which will get out of them their email address and then do email marketing to them really, really well. Don't spam them, don't blast them with all kinds of nonsense. Watch last week's Facebook Live with Brendan where we talked a little bit about how to do that. And I dare say we will talk about it in more upcoming e-commerce mastery videos. So don't spam them, but do it properly and then get those people on the journey and turn them into customers. And you, my friend, will find your website will be much, much more engaging. At least that is my experience. So there you go. I hope you've got something out of this video today. Any questions, leave them in the comments below and we will do our level best to answer them. And make sure you subscribe to the show and get the notifications from Facebook when our Facebook Lives are happening. We typically do them at 6 p.m. Here in the UK, which is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's about 5 o'clock in the morning in New Zealand, unfortunately. Sorry guys, if you're in New Zealand, you may be watching the repeat, which I get. But any questions, leave them below. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you get notification when we do more Facebook Lives. Next week, we're gonna have Beth back as we continue to talk about e-commerce and how to make e-commerce businesses better. So thanks for watching. It's been great having you, and we will see you in the next video.